Mr. Roland Ginsburg, after 10 years, you say goodbye to the Czech national team. I guess this must be an emotional day for you. I usually don't like this question when I'm making interviews with players, but how do you feel?
Like you said, emotional day. You know, it's. I don't like to cry, especially in public, but I can't stop it today. Maybe because I'm too old, so I'm become more emotional. But after I saw the movie and what we did in the last 10 years, I realized what we did. So it's an emotional day for me.
I think you'll have more time to absorb it and to think about it. But throughout this interview, I would like to stop by at those tournaments, at those really emotional moments that you were able to achieve with the Czech basketball. When we were waiting for the interview and preparing for the interview, I was scrolling through the social media because the news broke up. That you said goodbye to the national team, and I went in the comment section in the Czech basketball Facebook profile, and there's an article from 2013, and the press conference, and you said that you believe to the young Czech team that it has potential and it can come to big results such as World Championship and Olympic Games. Even the mission, now the documentary was called Mission Neno, because it seems like Mission Impossible. You really believe that you really believe that the Czech basketball had it in itself to achieve such unthinkable goals?
It's right what you say. When I took the national team, I'm a realistic guy, and I make 1 + 1. I knew the players from Nymburk, and I saw the young generation with Thomas Vesely, and they have the old generation like Yuri Wesh, Lubos Bardon, Peter Benda, and I thought that if I can make them play together and play for the country and play my style of basketball, it can really fit. Again, so I believe on this, what I did in those times, but a lot of things happened for good that it will happen. But I believe in it, and one of the mission was to put in players' mind that we are not coming to spend the time, and we are not coming to just play and make the best. We're coming to make a big achievement.
And they really believed it.
Yeah, they believe it.
And they achieved something incredible. When I'm scrolling more to the comments, it's without big goals, there can be big success. Legend, amazing coach. Czech basketball can say thank you enough. Great coach. Smart coach. Just positive comments from the fans, from the people that love basketball over here. When you just look back and think about those moments, like you really feel that you were able to accomplish with those guys something that was extraordinary?
Like I said, in the beginning I believe, but when we start playing and I thought that, everybody spoke before I took even Nymburk about the Czech mentality. But for me, this kind of players from all generations, they have a strong mentality. And I didn't scared about this. So I just believe, and when we start play, I saw that it can work, especially with my system that I want to play outside on the floor and also on the floor. So I saw all these comments. You told me these comments. I'm usually not reading comments, not in the good days, and also not in the bad days. But for sure, I think we did something for Czech Republic. And they have a phrase that I use lately too much. I think it's a poet, Maya Angelou. She said, people can forget what you told them. People will forget what you did for them, but people will never forget what you make them feel. And I think this is what you're talking about, the comments, about what opened all the last 3, 4, 5 years in the streets. I think we'll let people are really, we make them feel something good.
You did. When I was in China, and I will get to this, but we had a really strong feeling because we had something similar to that experience with our hockey national team in the Olympics. I mean, it was much greater, but since that, no national team has come close to that experience, to this that enthusiasm, happiness, people watching sports broadcast at schools, at work, and you did that. And this, I think, this really stays strongly. And then you follow up with the Olympic Games, which was like really another unthinkable thing. And those are the emotions I think you're talking about, right? Because like the people, you must have met many people that told you.
I tell you, when I took national team after Nymburk, nobody recognized me in the street. I remember I sit with Sateransky, even Sateransky with all that people not respond to us, and it was strange for me because in Israel it's different. But after we start make the name of the national team, until now, 3 weeks ago I was in airport in Sweden, and some two men and women Czech people come to me in the airport and tell me, you are the coach of Czech Republic. We remember China, it was amazing, it was great. Talking about 3-4 years after, so it happened 3 weeks ago. So yeah, that's what I said. We make them feel great, and also we make the basketball better level that it was before in more popular than in.
Just before we start talking about the tournaments, I would like to get to know, or maybe for the people to get to know you a little bit better about like, what was your motivation for becoming a coach? What was the passion behind you in basketball that you wanted to be a coach and went to this incredible journey?
You know, I was a basketball player, professional, and when I close to finish my career, I start coaching kids, and I discovered that I like it. I did all the steps until I became a coach in Israel professional league, and it's come to me very gentle, and I discovered that I like it, even to be a coach. It's not big celebration some moments, but I know to respect also the bad moments. So when I discovered that I like it, I continue to work with this. And I was blessed that I get offered to come to Czech Republic. That Miroslav Jansta and Nymburk offered me to come with Muli. General for me, not general, it's realistic to me to be a coach, and I like it a lot. I have a lot of passion, and I want to win. You know, when my son was a child and I play against him chess or something, I want to beat him. You know, I don't want him. So this is my. Even sometimes I look that I'm very calm, and deep inside I want to win every game.
Yeah, I can understand. When I'm playing cards with my son, I want to beat him all the time, and he's just a kid. I understand you. That brings me to this question. I was just thinking, like, what would Coach Ginsburg say to the player Ginsburg? How would you rate yourself by your coach's eyes as a player?
I don't like him. I don't like him.
You don't like it?
No. People in Israel all the time laugh that as a player I was terrible on defense. I didn't like to play defense. I thinking only to score. It was 2-3 years that I play point guard, and I play not bad point guard, but I like to score more. And you know, when I became a coach, I start picking players in the beginning opposite to my style of game. I like players who know how to penetrate and aggressive on defense.
I wanted to say that because, like, you are known, and the Czech team is known for this, like, you know, this physical game, this really good defense that you can play equal with every team, thanks to that.
And I speak like this to my teams, but sometimes I make it too much, and all players cannot shoot. So I said, what is it? Because to me, to shoot, it's the easiest thing in basketball, because I was a shooter, a sniper. But I don't like, I will not pick him to my national team if I'm the coach of Ronan Ginsburg.
You know, I have to ask about this because, like, you have the Czech citizenship, right? You have a Czech passport. Do you use it a lot?
Yes.
Yes. Do you speak Czech?
First of all, it's a big proud to me to be to get this passport. Especially, it showed me that someone was
Really serious about.
yeah, someone would really respect what I did, and I feel a lot of time like you know, when I came to Czech Republic in the beginning, I was very aggressive. Even now for Czech, I'm a little bit aggressive, but I get this mentality. I think first of all, and I say it all the time, it's a great country. Sometimes people from this country don't understand how great is this country. And if some of the people here, even my staff, moving to live in America, and then they understand, Czech Republic is a great country. About the language, this is the only thing that I'm a little bit sorry for this. I can understand, but sometimes, but not too much. All the time, every year I said next year, and in the meantime I didn't learn. But sometimes it's good that I didn't understand what people say about me, what players said about me. So sometimes I save to myself a problem. But this is the only thing that I said I should do.
So do you have like favorite sentence or phrase in Czech?
You don't want to hear this sentences of
No?
no, you don't want to hear this because it's a lot of with emotion and dirty, but I know to speak, to understand, to have some words, a lot of words, but not enough.
Besides basketball, is there anything that makes you happy, that you follow sports and activities, or is it just this thing and the court and everything that surrounds it?
I tell you, of course I love sports. I love football. I was also football players when I was young. But basketball for me is it's all my life. I'm sometimes when my wife told me a lot of time when I don't have basketball, I feel like I'm useless. I'm not necessary. So I'm around the basketball all the time. Of course, I have my hobbies, but basketball it's my first priority.
Were you away from your family, like in the beginnings?
In the beginning, yeah, all the time my family.
How tough was that? Because like as a coach, you're still in your head. You're thinking about the rotations, the preparation, the last game maybe, the next game. Still in your head. What can we do better? And then there's another element of the family, maybe like not having the time with them. So was it tough? How?
You know, not a lot of family will agree what I did. Okay, not a lot of wives will agree what we did but she knows that this is my mission to coach in Europe. So she understands it, and she prefers that her husband will be happy home than nervous, happy away than nervous home. But right now, if you ask my wife, she likes this arrangement. You know, it's we see each other a lot. I see my kids a lot, but of course, it's not. It was years, especially when I was with Nimburg, that. They came, but now we see each other a lot.
Okay, let's get to the basketball business. Okay, let's get to the European Championship 2015, when this team, for the first time on an international level, showed what it's capable of. And I would just like to get straight to the game against Croatia, because it was huge. It was huge. Meaning of like how good the Croatian team was, and how great basketball-wise the game was played by the Czech team. When you think about it, what are your first thoughts when you think, oh, that was just great execution? That was our game plan, just 100%. We just beat them from the first minutes, and they didn't know what was going on. What would it be?
It's a life on the coach. You don't have too many games during season like this. That what you plan. What the players do, everything work, you know. they have games that what you plan, it's go opposite, you know. And but this kind of games, and you have it every year, 3, 4, 5 games like this. But this game was amazing. They come, they thought was this Czech Republic, and we beat them from the first minute. I remember my emotion on the bench, close to the end of the game. So this kind of game, for this kind of games, we are in basketball, you know, because it's amazing. I remember this game. It was really give us confidence about ourselves. Even before we lost to Lithuania in one point, and we beat other teams, but it gives us confidence that, and for me, confidence also to the future, that we can do something great.
Even the quarterfinals against Serbia was like even until the beginning of fourth quarter, right?
Yes.
And Serbia is kind of like of the destiny, maybe like a level that Czech team tried to achieve but never did because Serbia is top world level team. You know, then the Olympic qualification in Belgrade, again, they're a great team. Then the fifth place games in China, again, like Bogdanovic and stuff like that, Jokic. But first of all, like after the tournament, after the fact that we were in the Olympic qualification for like after many years, so was it like the stepping stone for something like the team that you were able to see that the team realized that the things that you believed firstly that they really can achieve? Was it like something?
Yeah.
But it's like tough because the tournament ends, right? The players go to their clubs, and then it's hard to get it back together. Like, was it really important that you were able to continue with this approach?
Of course, yes. And this is in those times I was full time with the national team, as a contact with them all the time, you know, I blessed that I have good personality in the national team. Modest people. Doesn't matter if it's Thomas Satoransky or Yuri Welch that we play with a lot of experience or Peter Benda or the last guy. And I know from other countries. I know from Croatia a lot of stories, and I know from Israel a lot. Even last Eurobasket. And this bunch of people. Players that are really modest, and I know that we can do everything with this kind of guy. It's not about me. It's about them, you know, about their personality. Because if they have ego, and most of them can have big ego, so we have a problem. And this is what I blessed when I said to coach them.
When I think about it, when I watch the team so many times, it's like, yes, we know that, you know, the incredible generational talent of Tomáš Satoransky and his skills, his character were able to carry the team. But there are still players that stepped up, you know, from the Czech league, like Vojta Hruban or Bohacik, or, you know, many other guys. Exactly. This is like still, but still it's like compared to when we were talking about Serbia, like the amount of talent there in that country. It's still like incredible that you find a style that suits the team, and that the players believe themselves, and that they work together on the court, off the court, and it still had this chemistry, because it's also really it's really complex to get it going. So, were you afraid that when you knew that there was something there, that how to approach it, or you know, that we can lose it, or can we be better? How was this journey for you, like mentally, knowing that this team is capable of, and this group is getting like really mixing well together?
I try to keep all the time, every time that we come back together, to keep the same approach, same mentality with speaking with the players, and you know. And it's not, like you said, it's Tomáš Satoransky and Jan Vesely, but we have times that we didn't play with them.
Yes.
And like you said, Bocci and Cizina and Virbal, and a lot of players step up and cover when we miss this guy, I remember. So it's something good in the mentality between them and between me and them and between all our staff. And believe me, they have a lot of stories that maybe in Israel they are not allowed to make the story only after 20, 30 years. If not, they make the story, they cut your head. So believe me, we have a lot of stories between us, but it's also give us something to be together.
Something to be together, yeah. And when you speak about those players, also there was the European Championship 2017, yes, which was like big slap, a lot of criticism, but it was also, as we now know, great lesson for those guys how to take responsibility for themselves, right? Like,
I tell you, I am realistic, and after we finish 2017, that again, I'm not reading nothing. This is the best, but for sure, I understand it. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. If my team, the club or the national team, the most of the players did their best. This is for me I can value, and I knew that I come with it was Thomas Satoransky, Wojta Ruban, and all others didn't play except Patrick Roda. It was. I remember the first we played against Spain, and they played with the Gasol brothers, and we 4 and 5 position was Kreuzi, that is Martin Kreutz, first time he played in this level, and Martin Peterka. Yeah. So I need to be realistic. And when they finished this campaign, I told everybody wants to listen. Not a lot of people wants to listen. That we will get this fruit in the next years. And for my luck, we have great federation and great president like Miroslav Jansta, that he see, like me, see the realistic. He understand that the players, we didn't come with all power, and not a lot of federation. I said it before. From 100 federation or clubs, 99 will tell to the coach, thank you. It's happened to the Israeli coach. And Mirek and these people in this federation decided I will continue. They show you the wisdom of Mirek, and like I said, one day people will understand what he did for Czech basketball. They will miss him.
Well, but it didn't take long to prove that it was the right decision, because the players from Nymburk kept playing in Champions League, and then you started qualification for the World Cup.
Yeah, without Satoransky.
Without Satoransky, you had them just for the Russia game, and Bosnia that you secured the progress. But overall in the qualification, you played with Pompey, with Blake Shilp, and the players from the Czech league, and they showed how incredible step they make, right? How was that like? Because I remember talking with my journalist friends at the beginning of the qualification, and then you learning the key, because it was like a new format of the qualification, and now you're like, okay, if you win enough games in the first stage, it gives you a huge chance to make it to the World Cup, because then you'll just need to win a few games against good teams, but still you have the chance. So we're like, it's not without a chance. And then we saw the beginning of the qualification and win against Finland in Finland, which was like, I think it was really important.
Bulgaria.
Yeah, Bulgaria. And these games. And there was a time that it seemed to me, and I hope you will confirm that the team learned how to win the tough games, like, the close ones. And this shows you that you are really maybe one step further, that you are on another level, because you are able to win these close games. You're not nervous about the outcome and still capable of taking care of the game. Was it like something that you noticed in the qualification?
Of course, Boacic, after also Champions League, take responsibility and play great tournament, and I think the head of Blake Shilp was very important to us, and I fight for this passport long time to make him a passport, because he deserves passport, and this contribute to this group when Satoransky and Vesely is out was amazing. Also in those years, Wojta Ruban took a lot of responsibility on the floor. I think that we start win close games, and like I said, it's all together. It was very suit each other. Yakov Chizina and Viewable, they understand their role, and suddenly when Sateransky is playing, they are playing 5 minutes or don't play at all, and suddenly when he's not, they need to take more responsibility, and they did it. Overall, you said before, we are not Serbia. We will never be Serbia, and you don't have a lot of choice in Czech Republic of players. I wish in the future will be more. So when players missing, it's a problem. But
that brings us to the actual situation, because we are just a month away from the next World Cup. Czech Republic will be missing because there is a generational change in the national team, of course, which you also had to take, with players like Luboš Barton, Jiří Velš. They moved out. Another players came in, and it's still work in progress, right? But what they left behind was some experience and some confidence for the players like Ruban. You think so? Like this process.
Also for Sati, even from day one that I coached him, he started shouting on them. He was 22 and he shouting on them in the morning. But also for him, I think they left the legacy. And when you're now going to play, we are going to play. I said all the time we, because all my life I will stay Czech. But we're going to play against Israel, for example. So Israel, if one player not come, they have 3 players that can replace him in this position. Or Serbia, of course, they have 10 players. And we have a problem when Balvin not coming, so you need to find the players. I remember I used some qualification with Bocci Senior, that he made a great job for me. But it's not normal that we use players that already finished long time ago national team. So this is the problem in Czech basketball. But the spirit, we bring results.
Let's go to China, okay? You made it to China, great expectations. I mean, just because the first game against the Team USA, which was, I think, for my generation or generation of basketball fans and players, it was like dream coming true. Like playing against I know it wasn't the dream team, but still it's the Team USA, it's Shanghai, it's far away. A lot of Czech people came to see the game, which was great atmosphere. So your thoughts before that? I mean, before the championship. Before the championship, it's like
America game or
before the tournament. Because
we
we were missing Vesely, right? And there was a lot of talk about how good is Balvin going to be, how is it going to affect the Czech team.
I knew that we will not beat America. But Jan, it's a big role. He has a big role in our team. But like I said, I'm all the time believe, and also the players believe. And even I give them this feeling. In this time, I don't need to give them this feeling. They're already mature. They understand that they can play against anyone. A lot of them play in Champions League or Euro League or Spanish League, and they know they can. But of course, I knew that the game against Japan for me was the most important. Japan, because if we lose to Japan, it's a catastrophe, and we cannot. So against Japan, even we struggling, we won, and then again, like Turkey and like Croatia game,
I think so.
It's the same.
From the beginning, just perfect game.
The same perfect game, like you. Until now, I have some actions that we did, and today when they showed in the movie, that everything most of the time working good, and this is this kind of games that you're happy after that. And
you will never forget it, right?
Never forget.
Because I remember watching the faces of the Turkish players on the bench, and they couldn't believe. They couldn't believe of how much energy and just basketball enthusiasm was there from the Czech side, and they just couldn't match it.
Yeah, this is the style that we want to play, and again, they come with all the big names, and they thought that it would be
It will be over.
But we have the character. We did also tactic things good, but in the end, you need the character, and we have it. We play against America 2 times, USA, and I don't know the name of the players. I'm not following too much EuroLeague, NBA. I don't like it. Sati all the time laugh on me. Everybody loved it. I said Kevin Durant. I give his number. I don't give his name. But Coach Popovich 2 times after both games we lost in China and in the Olympic Games. He told me after the game and tell me 2 times, and like all the time, your team play basketball and we just play one-on-one. And this is our, because a player like Sateransky, in other national team, he wants to score. He wants to, like a name like Drovniak, or he wants to score, he wants to show himself. Sati, he wants to win. This was the difference. All others are the same. Jan Vesely don't care. We play against Bosnia. I jump into games, but it's come to.
That's fine.
We came against Bosnia to qualify to
qualify for the World Cup. The last game that put you there. Yeah.
Jukic, I don't remember the name. Jukic. Kill us. Kill Balvin, kill Jan, and there was a lot of fouls, and I want to put Jan to the floor, and he told me, leave, Balvin is okay now with him, so it's the win, it's not about me, and this was the secret of.
How often did this happen, that you had something in your mind, and then the team just told you, just wait a little bit, how much of a mutual belief there has to be between you and the players that you respect their opinion and sometimes just change the.
I tell you, I have a long time coach. I have enough trust of myself that I can listen to players, especially players with experience, and also in my team. Sometimes I can listen, sometimes not. I remember when I was young coach, I was in a clinic of Zaliko Obradovic. And he said the nice sentence, listen to your players, sometimes they know better than you what's happened on the floor.
And when Jelko says that...
Exactly, and I remember when I was a player also, sometimes I felt that we need to do something like this, and when I have coaches that I have good dialogue with him, I can tell him. So in this national team, I have enough good relationship with players, and sometimes I take it. Of course, in the end, it's my decision for good or for bad. I will not say against Serbia, okay, against Story that in the one player come to me and tell me, let's do something like this, and I told him no, and we start fighting about it. And after that, when we sit, this player is Sateransky, and after that, when we sit, I show him why I think that it's not should work what he said, but it doesn't matter. In the end, we all have the same approach. We want to win.
Yes, I understand. Just to stay in China, beating Turkey, celebrating with the fans in the Czech Republic was just amazing. Like being so far away from Czech Republic and feeling the warmth of the Czech fans, and then Brazil.
No. We have time?
Yes, we do.
I give you stories, okay? Yeah, about the mentality of this national team.
Yeah.
First of all, it was great in the Czech house. I remember it was my life to see president, to see all general secretary, everybody happy, and the fans. It was amazing. But after this event, we have game, I think, day after or 2 days after.
2 days, I think. The next day you flew to Shenzhen, and then the other day was the game against Brazil.
Okay. Or maybe in a game before, I don't remember, it doesn't matter. The bus didn't come to take the players from this Czech house, the event. Now, if it's happened in Israel, listen, it's immediately in all media, and the players start blaming everybody.
That's the time you took the subway?
Yes,
In Shanghai?
yes, and the players blame everybody, and the president of Israel, he need to solve it, you know. And here I was shocked. I was the only guy who pissed off. The player said, "Okay, so we go." Michael Shop, the team manager, they make a great job for us all years. We go by subway. I said, "What the fuck?" And we have practice. We should have practice. It was.
I think it was like between Japan or Turkey, something like that.
And I was so nervous. And I see all players. We go in the subway and they're laughing and this. Now, in the end, we finished 6th in the world, and the national team go by subway in China. So it's this is show you the mentality, the modest of the atmosphere around the team.
And the atmosphere has to be great, because I remember the game against Brazil, which is like still the game you just described, like everything went according to plan.
Against Brazil, I know before that we will win.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you?
Because
So sure.
No, because I know that we have. Okay, I know before it's easy to say now, but I feel very comfortable because I know that we have weapons that they can't compete.
I mean, you were quicker. They were like, I think they were tired, and they just didn't wake up throughout the whole game. And then so after this, like, you have 2 really good wins in a row, and now the situation that you can lose against Greece by, I think, like, it was like 11 points, which is like the worst situation for the Czech teams ever. And you have the Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was by the time MVP of the NBA, really experienced Greek team. It's like theoretically, like 2-3 years ago, if this matchup, I would say all Greece is like by 20, I think. But in that situation, even though the start wasn't good, the team still fought and showed a spirit. Like, was it one of the most fought game I've?
We're talking about Brazil, Croatia, Turkey, but I think this was one of the toughest games. Yeah. And I can tell to myself, you know, I can say, the tactic was amazing, but it was good tactics, especially against Giannis, also last now. But in the end, again, it's the art of the players, the chemistry, they are not give up for nothing. And we have 2, 3, 4 times during the game that it was close like this to go to 20, and we finish, and everybody will tell us, hey, nice job, like last time against Greece. We didn't give up, you know, and I remember it was 5 or 7, and they ran for fast break, and by purpose I get technical foul, unsport foul for me, to stop this, because I felt that it's going to, direction is 20. So, and yes, we make great work to stop him, Giannis, and this was amazing game.
I mean, it will be amazing just to talk about every single game, because like it brings them.
No, I speak with you, and I remember Greek game in Olympic games. I said, "Wow, this is amazing."
Yeah. We will get to the Olympic qualification. We need to get to the Olympics. So, basically, Australia, like the third quarter, we know what happened there, and then it was Poland. And then it was like within 24 hours. And I want to get to this.
Poland, 48 hours.
Yes, and I want to talk about this because I know that there are traditions within the team that you have to have like 1 beer before, the team needs to have 1 beer before the game. And now you have exhausted after the quarterfinals, playing Poland in 24 hours. But still the team is like, we need to get this beer to keep this tradition. Like, are those things like, you know, there's something that keeps the chemistry together?
And it's come long time ago. From it's not this. So this is something that build the team. And yes, they want to drink, and they told me, and I know the Czech men will never say no for a beer, you know. So yeah, they took it. I remember, now you remind me, I was I took Sateransky, I don't remember, I told, listen, no, only 1 beer, don't make mistake. Yeah, don't worry. Because we can, even we lose to Poland, we can feel amazing, so we finish 8th, everything great, but they want to win.
They wanted to win, and then they fought Serbia for the 5th place. Like, they gave him, I think it was like the closest game against them.
First half, we are up 16, I think. There was surprise. We have something with Martin Peterka and what's his name, Juvi? No, the big Jokic, the big man.
The Jokic, Nikola Jokic. Yeah.
No, because so Bosnia, what's his name? I don't remember.
That was Nurkic.
Nurkic, yes, okay. You see how I'm bad in it? I'm just numbers. So they didn't solve it first half, so we can use it and we are up. But the second half, they solve it and we don't have answer for this. But overall, yes, it was good.
After the game, I was, we speak to each other, and then Pompey said that his time as a national team captain is over, which was, I think, surprising. But Sati told me that, this gives us confidence to play the next Olympic qualification and the home Eurobasket with ambitions. And everybody was like, Olympics, like, this is still like a huge, huge shot. And the beginning of the qualification, where we just skipped it to the next year, was like, yeah, Turkey beat us, then we beat Uruguay, so, and then Canada.
I tell you, first of all, talking about the end of this, every time that player from national team retired, it's make me emotion and cry. It was Yuri Welsh, and after that, Pavel Pomperla. And if you ask Pavel today if it was a mistake, he will tell you, yes, it was a mistake.
You think it was?
He will tell you for sure. And what I said to all players,
that is a mistake?
Don't go leave national team until you are really old or they kick you out. Okay. Because to play for national team, it's a dream, it's a memories that will take you your life. They play in the highest level, most of them, okay? And when they will finish their career, they have money, they will make money, everything okay. But memories, they will, in 20 years, Sateransky, Vesely, Balvin, all this, they will remember these memories because national team is different. First of all, you play for country. Second, people respect this, and second, you are with your players from your country. So I know from Pompey that he was, after years, he feel sorry that he left early. For me, it was early, a surprise, like you said. I wasn't, but this is Pompey. And World Cup, yes, I don't remember why, but we have a lot of our preparation was bad. I think it was the COVID situation.
It was,
yes. Yes. We had bad preparation. We practicing here, and I have days that I don't have 10 players for practicing, and so I knew it will take time. I didn't know if the game will over until we will be in shape, because we really didn't practice well. And first game we lost. We are not compete to Turkey, if I remember, and then we beat Uruguay.
Yeah, but
but we start to be better. And I knew that the game against Uruguay is the most important, not Turkey, because two going up. So for me, Uruguay was the most important.
And then playing Greece or Canada, you still have to beat them both if you want to go to the Olympics, right?
Oh, you play against Canada. I think this is one of the best games that we play. They have everything, and we play amazing.
Do you think they were really overconfident? Like, how much?
I remember when we are in elevator, me, Boacik, Balvin, and Barrett, J.R. Barrett.
RJ Barrett, yeah.
I know his name because I coach his father.
Okay.
And his father is now also the president of Federation of Canada. And I coach him in Israel when he was, and Barrett was like this, in shooting in the gym. And we see, now to the story, we are in the elevator, and Barrett looked at Balvin, he told me, you're big, but he was like, laugh on him, you're big. He probably think this is one of the white dude that cannot do nothing. So I think for sure they come with, of course, a lot of on their shoulders. A lot of everybody expect that they will go up, and we are shocked them from the beginning. We showed that we look in their eyes, and we didn't afraid. And now I start to remember on this game. I think this game, Yaakov was amazing. And I remember I spoke with Suda, my assistant, before the game, and I didn't know. And Yaakov game before played terrible or didn't play. And he told me, use him today. He will be good. And he was, he was good. And everybody we play, and they are shocked. After that, I saw Barrett, the president. He can't speak. It was amazing.
Even though that you lost the lead in the last minute or a minute and a half, and then still were able to, and Sati was able to make the game-winning shot.
The coaches can speak about this. This is, first of all, how we lost the lead. We make our mistakes, but they make great shot that you see in TV in NBA. Really amazing shot. For sure, if we lose this game, I remember this game for all of my life. Everybody will remember. You are up 9, 10, I don't know, 2 seconds to the end of the game, and you go to overtime. And then again, it's character. And usually, end of clock, I like to all years to give the ball to Sati also against Russia. If he make it, great. If it's not, okay, I trust him. And the rest is history.
Yes, it is. And all right, and then it was a huge euphoria for making it to the Olympics because beating the Greek,
that also a great team with Rick Pitino and another 7 American coaches and this against Greek again. This is the games that against Greek they play also day after day, and their style of defense on pick and roll defense doesn't matter. I'm not going too much. It's really aggressive, go high and this, and 40 minutes. And I thought to myself before the game, how they can play day after day with this style of defense, that they have Slokas that is not young, and Kelatis and all this. And they continue this against us, and we use it amazing. They were tired. They cannot compete with us. It's in mentality also.
How great of a feeling was it to be part of the, of the Czech Olympic team? Because this is different experience. I mean, the Olympic tournament is the biggest stage of like international basketball. Just 12 teams, not 32, just 12. You are a part of an elite company, and then you are traveling with these amazing athlete stars from all over the sports world. How did it make you feel like that you were able to be part of this, that you made your right and fought for this?
It was, when we advanced, I sit aside. I didn't believe that, okay, I'm going to the Olympic Games. When you are a kid, this is your dream, and to be in the Olympic Games. Not a lot of players, coaches, especially in basketball, that
you had never thought like the men's team could do that.
I felt like a dream come true. All the preparation was terrible. First of all, we are so happy, and I give them. We didn't thought that we were going, so we give them too much day offs. And then it started Corona. People didn't know.
I know you had something in the team somewhere.
Blake and Bocci and Yaakov, and every day something. You come to the practice, something. When I come to the practice and I see Michael Shop is run away from me, I understand we have a problem.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, and but for me to come to the Olympic Games is a little bit, of course, special. But I was a kid when it was 72 Olympic Games when Israeli 11 sport people, they killed them over there, and all our life it's we remember the village, and the houses, and then when I come here, this is my first impression. Not wow, it's nice. It's the villages that like it was in München. So it was, and And like you said, to see there and to see Djokovic sitting there in the food in the hall to eat, or in the other building, or it was an amazing atmosphere. I'm a little bit spoiled in this. The accommodation,
It wasn't like luxury hotel, right? It wasn't.
And I was in the beginning, I started crying. I told Michael, "So what is this? Why we come to the Olympic Games? This is not this." But then I understand that everybody except America and all the big athletes and the medals, everybody sit like us. So okay, but it was amazing feeling.
Overall, like with the tough preparation, with COVID restrictions and everything, how would you rate the 3 games that you played? Because even we didn't know that Sati had some groin injury and some problems. That the players were off shape because of COVID, like some of them, but still were able to fight one halftime against USA and France. And if you didn't lose the lead against Iran, you may have been in the quarterfinals. Who knows? You were at the Olympics. That's ends for me. But how would you rate those 3 games?
Listen, I think basketball-wise, we can play better because the preparation was not enough. But every time that you have draw and you get bad group, you said, this is. You have group, you said, this is tough group. But this group, it was, you have American, and they finished.
That was first and second.
So it's tough. Against Iran, they play some zone. Maybe we can win more, but I don't think it make us go more than this. So I look at it as we did it. We play okay. And we have bad group, and in the end, we will remember. People will remember that we are in Olympic and we finish 9 in Olympics.
Yeah, I would agree. And now let's finish the journey with the Eurobasket. Something for generations of Czech fans, Czech basketball players, seeing a group stage of the Eurobasket in Prague in the O2 Arena. Huge expectations. Huge. Just after what you did, you made it to the Olympics, you played the quarterfinals in the World Cup. So did it somehow change things, or the expectations? Did you notice, or you just the same?
I tell you, we will never know the answer. But if Satoransky not injured in the trip to Hamburg, we can make it better. Now, what he did to recover, 99.9% of the players in the world will not. They just go. I saw his ankle after what it's the day after. I said, we are finished. You
didn't believe he can make it.
And it's amazing what he did. It shows you his character. I don't know if people will really appreciate it. And he bring his own physio from America and they work on this. And then it started of course, the target is to advance. Okay, so we make this target. But for sure, I believe that with him, and we have another injury of Vit Krejcik that miss all our preparation. So with him, for sure, I feel that we can make, again, we will not beat Serbia, let's face it, okay? But Finland or Poland, we can take 1 or 2 games. And then you come to the top 16. It's, depends which group you get, which team you get. So we made it, and it's amazing. Crowd, fans, it's...
How special was it that it was against Israel? I mean, it has to be really emotional.
First of all, for your last question, Israel, when they host 2017, they didn't advance, because the pressure are so hard. And we, with the pressure and with everything, we managed to advance. Game against Israel, it's it's first time that I play against club. I play Israeli clubs I play, but not against national team, so it's national anthem and everything. Of course, a lot of emotion. I was very focused these days. A lot of pressure. My wife was with me. They know a lot of pressure. Also pressure from Israeli media, and Israeli people. Give us the game and this and
did they contact you, or was it like in the media?
Yeah, people told me, but it's a lot of pressure and
Weren't there like rumors that you were supposed to like maybe take the?
They offer me that now. They offer me 2 months ago.
2 months ago, okay.
After,
but not then.
No, I decided this time. I prefer to not to working with national team, but a lot of pressure for me. And some players know that against Israel I'm very ambition every game. This is my friend over there. The team manager is a big player in Israel in the past. He was my best friend, and a lot of circus fighting between us. I was very glad that we won this game. So it's a lot of pressure. This kind of games, a lot of pressure, but the feeling after it's great.
Maybe the expectations from the fans, and you can blame them after what you did, were a little bit higher. The context was different. Sati was injured, and then, but the game against Greece, what I remember, what I took from the game is one of the like sweet losses you can have. You know what? Because you're not a favorite. Greek look like European champions in the group. They look amazing. Antetokounmpo made like another leap in his career, in his game, and you were fighting to the finish with them. And this was like, I think that was the national team that we saw in China, or maybe on the way to Tokyo.
Yes, but like I said, we don't like that we lose and everybody say good, you make good.
Yeah, I know. You still lost, but
First of all, I think we did great 3 quarters. Our plan was amazing, working well, and after that Germany said that they took our plan and they used it and they killed them. As a coach all the time you look back, you make, even in win, when we lost, maybe here mistake, maybe question that we will never know, maybe to put one more player like Vit Krejcik more on the floor. I will never know this answer, but maybe I will win with this, maybe not. So all the time you look for but overall, like you said, if I summarize this Eurobasket, with Sati for sure, it looks better, but like this, maybe another 1 win against Finland, but overall, Czech Republic. Now, I think sometimes in these past years we are ranking 9 in the world. Czech Republic 9 in the world ranking. You understand?
Yes, that is. If you say it out loud, 9th in the world.
And when we Eurobasket, we are in the top 16, so it's okay. You can't win everything.
And we're not used to bringing medals. Never were used. In the past at Czechoslovakia, but. Yeah. Since like, I don't know, the 90s, we are not like top 3 European team, right? This is the reality.
It's reality, and I think that Czech Republic, if in Europe, it's between 8 to 16 should be all the time. Yeah. And sometimes when you have good generation, good draw, good this, you can finish a little bit, maybe 7, maybe 6, maybe 5. And if not, to not make the 16, this is a disappointment.
This Eurobasket was said to be. Oh, okay. One more question. You mentioned Vit Krejcik. Do you hear a lot of like maybe you should have put more minutes on him, because people are commenting on him because he's the NBA player. He's really skilled and like in the beginning of his career. So do you hear it a lot?
I didn't hear, but I believe. Okay, I'm not stupid. I'm basketball. I understand. And when you lose, for sure, you know who is the player that is most important all the time. The player that didn't play. Yes. Like we said, you know who is the best coach. coach of the player's mind. Coach of last year and coach of next year. This previous coach is not good. So I believe that if you want, I can open this topic with Vit. First of all, is great talent. Let's face it, okay? But unfortunately, he don't play basketball a lot of years. He's in America. This is not basketball what they are doing over there. And when he came here in this, and after he was injured, when he came the summer that we're talking about, I was a lot of expectation from him, and I knew it will take time to achieve because he have the talent. He should be next Sateransky.
That's what I want to say. Okay. Is he the future of the?
Yes, he must be. Him and Balint, he must be the next Sateransky. And I have a lot of expectation, and I knew that with him and Sateransky together, we can be really great. And then after 2 games, and friendly games, he was injured. And for him, every day, every practice, it was important to come back to normal basketball because over there they are playing Lala game. It's not. And I remember that me and Lubos and Pospa, we work with Lubos a lot to show him how to play in Europe because it's different. And then he missed all the preparation. Even the games that he played against Serbia and this, he played good. But a lot of times we are, the coach has said, not I will give you confidence, you give me confidence. And it's not, I'm not blaming because I didn't have confidence about, is it just, I didn't use him in Israel game and Greek game. And maybe it was a mistake, maybe it's not. But for sure, he should be the future of Czech basketball, but he need to start play basketball.
Yeah, but I think just what I remember, like seeing him, the game against Serbia, he was like one of the energizers, right? This is something that you were talking about, like wanting him, like having this impact on the team.
And then we come to game against Israel, that with the money was on the table, and I prefer to go with the old.
And that's your choice. You're the coach. I mean, it's up to you, right?
For sure, if he practice with us all this month, I have more confidence on him and he also will understand more the basketball in Europe.
We just touched the topic because, like, after the last qualification, there's still, even though that EuroLeague and the FIBA worked out on the scheduling and the calendar, which is really good for the qualifications. And for the fans and for the national teams, what is ahead of this team? Is there still the generational rebuild a little bit more? Like, do you think this is the next chapter of the team?
I think that until Eurobasket 25, we have a good generation, good team, because it's like remind me when Yuri Welsh and.
Because there are some Vojta Hruban, you know, that this.
But they still can play. Yeah. They are still in the age that they can play. Sati for sure will play, and I believe Jan also, and Balvin, and all this. And you will have now Vita, I hope, and Balint, and David Bem, and Jan Zidek, and maybe I miss some players, Hanslik maybe. So let's say. If 8, 9 from this generation will play Eurobasket and another 3, 4 from the youngs, it looks to me that we are good. After this, I think it will take 1, 2 years that it will be maybe tough years because if Sati will finish and Jan and Balvin and this, it will be some tough years but I think that in the federation, they're working hard to make young players. The problem is that the league not so strong. This is the main problem.
I bet you will still work as a consultant with the Czech basketball, right? Or what's your role?
I will be a consultant, but I think I will work more with really more about the national teams of 16, 18, 20. This generation and coaches.
Okay, just the last thing. What would you say to Czech basketball fans after all these years? How special place there is in your heart for Czech basketball, and you can.
Now again, I want me to cry.
No, so, I don't want to, but
Like I said, I'm blessed to coach Czech Republic, and like I said before, we make them. I'm sure that we make them feel proud, and that's it.
Okay, Coach Ginsberg, I think on behalf of all the Czech fans that love this game, thank you for what you did to the Czech basketball scene, and thank you very much, and good luck. Good luck. Thank you.